So here we are at the header line, and I'm going to show you all how we install our valves for our drip tape. So the first thing that you're going to need is a hole punch. This is a serrated hole punch. There's hole punches of all sorts of different types. This is my preference. I found it to be really efficient. This is the valve. So this valve's got a red handled switch here. You can shut it off position or the on position. Actually, it needs to go this way. So you can shut it in the off position or the on position. And what we're going to do is we're going to poke a hole in this main line. And what I tend to do is poke it on the crease, one side or the other. So it's really easy to make sure you have a straight line going down the lay flat. But the first thing that you want to do is make sure that you get pressure in your lay flat. And this is the most important part, because if you do not have pressure in your lay flat, you can poke the hole easily, but there's an issue with you trying to put the valve in the main line and it just pushing all the way to the other side. So what you need to do is turn on your water. So you need to make sure your end cap is on and all of your fittings are put together properly. So you'll turn your water on and the water's going to start. You see it flowing up pretty good. Once it gets pretty full, then you can go for it. Like I said before, you want to find your crease. And what you're going to do is you're going to poke your hole, cover it with your thumb, grab your valve, and then you'll screw the valve into the main line as soon as you get it plugged into the line. And you will get wet. All right, and then you just screw it on. Make sure it's tight. You can shut your valve. And this is what's going to cause any leak. So if it's not on tight enough, you're going to get a leak. If it's on crooked, you're going to get a leak. You just want to make sure you screw it down tight with your fingers, as goes for the other side. All right, so here we are with our drip tape, our valves, and our main line. And I'm going to show you all how to install it to the valve, as well as installing the end plug at the end of your drip tape. This drip tape here is a 15 mil, which is a very thick drip tape. The standard drip tapes out there that you see in the fields are anywhere between 6, 8, 10 on the drip. So this is a thicker gauge, so it's going to last a little bit longer in the field. You can get a few years out of this. But the way that the emitters work, this is a 12-inch emitter, so there's pretty much a drip hole every 12 inches. And they come in 6 inches and so on and so forth. But the emitter strip here with the blue lines is actually pretty complex once you get into looking at it. We cut a piece open here so you all can take a look, but there's a zigzag that goes under the black plastic that does the work. So I just want to make sure you all can see that there. And the main part of this is to make sure that the emitters are facing up compared to facing down. If they're going to be facing down, there's more chances of you getting any sort of clogging in the holes. And with clogging, then you're going to run into all sorts of issues with moisture levels and all of that. So keep it face up. You want to use a really sharp pair of scissors to cut your drip tape, because it's really important that you get a square cut at the end to make sure you do not have any leaks in your valve. So I'm going to square it up. Cut it, and then what we'll do is just slide it on. It's very easy to slide on, and a big important part here is to make sure you get it all the way up into the valve, and then you want to hold your drip tape so it doesn't slide around and tie it down. And just like this side of it, you want to be really tight. Okay, so that's how you connect it to the valve. And then we're going to install the end plug. And it's the same scenario as this here. It's just a little screw with a barb on the inside of it. So we will take it, screw it on here, and just tie it down. Okay, so something that's pretty important when you're setting up your system or getting it ready again for the following spring, or in the following spring, is you want to flush your main line to relieve any sort of sediment or contaminants that have came up during the installation process. You know, grasses, dirt, anything like that can clog up your drip tape. So the way that we want to do this is just remove your end cap and your hose clamp, and then you'll turn the water on. Flush your lines. And when you're flushing your lines, obviously your valves are already installed on your main line. So you want to make sure that your valves are in the off position so they don't run down into your drip tape. We'll flush the main line for about 30 seconds to a minute. You can cut it off, and then you'll just reinstall your end cap like we did earlier in the video. Thanks for checking out our video. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and read the description below for updates. Thanks so much for tuning in. You turn the water off.